Hello. Hello. Is she back? Is she really back? Is this a joke? Can someone just be honest? Like, what kind of April Fool's this is? Is like Matt gonna walk across the stage? Like, what's gonna happen here? Here's the truth of the matter. I have never been so excited as I am at this moment to be with you. The truth of the matter is I have spent all of the last 60 days, 52 days, 30 days, 20 days, 15 days, 5 days, 24 hours anticipating this absolute amazing moment. And I said, dun, 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 not only am I going to get the opportunity to see you, but I get the opportunity to be with you. So really quickly, I just want to know who's here. Give me a first, a last name. Give me a city, a degree, a temperature in which you're in. I want to know who is here. Man. Yes, I know. Isn't it crazy? I am excited about being here. I'm like, hip, hip, hooray, hip, hip, hooray. You know how you have a moment where the night before, all you can do is anticipate. Today, we're going to spend a handful of moments, and my number one goal is to give you the lessons that I have inside of me that can't be taught. And experience is a hell of a thing because it gives you lessons that can't be taught. I want you to anticipate. So really quickly, from Caitlin, hello, and Lynn, Rowena, Sophia, New York is in the house, Julie, Mary, Tawny, Helen, hey, how you doing? Hip, hip, hooray, hip, hip, hooray, hip, hip, hooray. Sandy from Tennessee is in the house. Clemmy is in the house. Dun, 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 dun. Oh man, it's so exciting to be here. Bernard from Canada. It's in the house. This is my very first day live since February 8th on my birthday. It's kind of an amazing moment for me and a bittersweet moment for me. Dominique from Southern California, hello. Clemmy from Los Angeles, hello. Hello. Now, I want to just take a moment. I want you to write this word down. Don't come here just to be here. As much as I love being with you, please don't allow me to use this time in vain. I'm here because I am committed to the success of your wins, your dreams, and your deepest desires. I'm also here because I'm Mother F missed you. I'm third here because I know that the lessons that can't be exactly taught that I have here, that the sooner I give them to you, the faster that you'll win. I'm gonna ask you to just entertain Lanisha from DC and Brenda from Charlotte. Hey, I want to put this word here in your heart. I'm gonna ask you to put this word on paper in front of you. And I'm gonna ask you to text this word to yourself or text this word to me. And hopefully everybody has my cell where I get the luxury of talking to you on a regular basis. The word is anticipate. Okay, I want you to just entertain this word with me. The word is anticipate, anticipate, anticipate. I'm gonna ask you to put that word down. I'm gonna ask you to put that word in your chat. Anticipate. Anticipation is one of the most exciting things because what it does is it draws your heart to the core of whatever could be in front of you and it draws you closer. Did you hear the words? It draws you to the words of whatever could be in front of you and it pushes you forward. Silently when no one's looking, silently when it feels like no one can hear you, silently when you feel alone. Anticipation is what has carried me further and further than anything else in the last couple of days, the last couple of weeks. The anticipation of being able to walk, not the impatience, the anticipation. Impatience is rooted in negativity and it is full of I cannot wait and I don't know and uncertainty. Anticipation is rooted in, yes, deliciousness. It's gonna be good. And when I get there, The anticipation is what has carried me further and foremost longer than anything else. And I'm giving it to you because I want you to anticipate not just tomorrow, but I want you to anticipate every day starting today. The good and the bad, they will come for sure, but the anticipation of our deepest desires is actually what matters. Before I decided to, I decided to take a detour in 2022, I found myself in this place saying to myself, well, not only should there be more, but I know that there's another level. I have no clue what it was going to entail. Little did I know that 4 days after my birthday, I'd be in the belly of death. I'd be in the belly of loneliness, and not loneliness because I was alone, because the strength and the depth of my pain, from hour 1 to hour 2 to hour 5, hour 7, and then hour 10, made me or put me in a place of not thinking straight or not thinking at all. I can't even begin to tell you how it feels to even at this point be at a point where you feel so low and alone, where you begin to stop thinking like yourself, and then you stop feeling like yourself. Has anyone ever been in that place? As I walk you through the State of the Union, can you just put me in the chat? We're in the midst of when things seem or feel high to the world, that you have this moment where you're like, this is not making sense. This is not feeling right. There I was in this place of feeling alone. And it wasn't because there weren't people within reach, it's because I felt alone. Now, the truth of the matter is that Kathleen, Mary, Sandy, Helen, Michelle, Tawny, Clemmy, Julie, Lynn, I found myself in this place alone. And as clearly as it sounds, the anticipation of the next moment is what carried me to here. Anticipate what's next and wait for it patiently. Anticipate what's next and do everything in your power to get to it. Anticipate what's next and do everything in your power to fight for the moment that you're envisioning. So there I was in this pain, and I anticipated all my next moments. Now flash. The truth of the matter is that over the last couple of weeks, there has been some of the hardest times I think ever. From me not being able to walk and then having a walker, battling through physical therapy, and then having to get back to get back to normal things like eating on a regular basis and drinking water and walking and brushing my teeth. And then if it wasn't that, it was like, oh my gosh, you want me to wash my hair too? Holy Mother of Johnson. The truth of the matter is that, what brought me, what kept me excited? The anticipation of community, the anticipation of my family. If you are a veteran of the Do the Damn Thing family, if you have been part of this community for a really long time, I'm just going to ask you to indulge me and to give me a gift by letting me know family and the amount of years that you've been plugged in or connected to us. And if you're watching this on replay and this comes to you at a different time, I'm going to ask you to serve me in that way and to give me that tiny, tiny gift, because I got to tell you, I am so just fortunate. I've been here building this family for 7 years, but never until this point have I felt this amount or longevity in love, this amount or longevity in truth, this amount or longevity in patience with me, forgiveness, acceptance, love, strength. Like, it is hands down one of the greatest gifts. As much as we think that the season is always causing or asking us, I love that 2 years, 1 year, 6, 7 years. I love that. 6 years, 5 years, 1 year, 3 years. Oh, this is so good. I love that. Bernard was like, it's been a couple of months, but then he said, no, it's almost 1 year, damn it. He is like, I'm going to take mine. All right, you guys won't take this from me. Bernard, we're happy that you're here. Sophia says, since the beginning, I almost wore the scarf that Sophia gave to me at my very first event. Sophia, I never forget it. She walked up to the front of the stage and she gave me a scarf that she knew I had been eyeing forever. And when she gave it to me, it was so exciting for me because I had never felt this kind of, she was wearing it and she loved it, but she knew that I was eyeing it from the stage from day 1 to day 2 because I probably made 6 comments about it. And she took it off her neck and she gave it to me. And I never forget that act of kindness. I never forget that act of connection. And I never forget that act of community. Over the last couple of years, you have gone through a journey. And on that journey, it's landed us all here. You've started your business, you started different businesses. You have fought a bit, you have opted into items, you've gone to live events, you have read tons of books, you have done so many things. But my question for me to you is, are you where you want to be? Before I talk about where the world is today and where is my world today, my question is, are you actually where you want to be? When you look around right now, when you look around and you go, well, let me just look around. Even though things might not look so perfect, even though things might be a little bit like off kilter, are you where you want to be? Are you where you want to be? Do you enjoy what's around you? Do you enjoy the surrounding that you're in? I got out of the hospital and I had the luxury of walking into our studio. Right now I'm standing in the Do the Damn Thing studio and it's kind of surreal for me as I look at all of what was once a dream. The truth of the matter is that we get further by anticipation, but that anticipation starts with a dream. Somewhere inside of it is our willingness to continue to want. And not necessarily just want for others, but to be selfish and want for ourselves. Inside of the hospital, day 4 or 5, I was sharing with a few of our clients the other day that a physical therapist or a nurse, she walks up to me and she says, she walks in my room, she doesn't walk up to me because I am not standing, I am in a bed, let's just be clear. But she walks into the room and she says to me, hey, Tiffany, I just have a question for you. Every time I walk in here, your TV is off. Why is your TV always off? And I said to her, because it's always off because I don't need it on, because I'm busy doing something else. And she looks around. There is no phone, no iPad, no computer. There is a piece of paper with a bunch of scribbles on it, and there is a pen I have now acquired from one of the nurses, my nighttime nurse. And she says to me, but what are you busy doing? And I explained to her that I have to know what season I'm in. And though my body might be weak, my mind is 1,000% intact. And because my mind was 1,000% intact, independent of what my body felt like doing or didn't feel like doing, I needed to spend the time doing the most important part of this whole picture. I needed to spend the time dreaming. So I laid in bed for 7, maybe 8 days, and I did nothing but dream from roughly 7 a.m. until 9 o'clock at night. I looked out the window and I allowed the elements of what was around me to be the instruments of me dreaming. But Tiffany, that sounds like pie in the sky, but does it? 7 years ago, I dreamt of what could be, and where I believe that people who got together, not based on their intellect, their age, their race, their color, not based on their Christianity or non-Christianity, or Jewish or not Jewish, born in this country or the next country. What I was absolutely clear is that I was at the center of my own willingness to dream and dream wildly, and dream and dream wildly to the point where it made no sense. I stand here in the midst of a studio. We have a studio and then we have multiple studios. This was a dream. We have community members and family members who are in countries I can't even pronounce. That was just a dream. I have now spoken on 300, 400, 500 stages. We've produced maybe close to 100 events. I'm fortunate enough to have found some of the greatest humans on this journey. And it's all because I forced myself to dream and dream wildly to the point where it made no sense. So in the hospital, I spent all of the days making that my full-time job. In the last 7 days, let me ask you an honest question. I don't care how old you feel like you are. I don't care how inability to move or walk you feel like you are. I don't care about any of that stuff. Be honest with me. If you had to quantify it, If you had to be serious, because every big, amazing thing we're ever going to build starts with a dream, but it starts with a wild dream. Don't think that Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos woke up one day and they were like, you know what? No, they dreamed of the impossible. They were like, you know what? If other people can go out into space, why can't I? But it starts here. So instead of trying to make my weaknesses stronger at that moment, I decided to double and triple and quadruple down on what my strength actually was. My mind was intact. My ability to dream was clear. When was the last time you allowed yourself to dream wildly to the point where it made no sense? Do the damn thing, nation. Damn it if you build something small and settle for that. Damn it if you settle for where your family is at this time. Damn it if you settle for where you are at this time. I don't care where you are or where you feel like you are or not. Let me tell you that I'm living proof that the power of dreaming and your willingness to double down on the dream and then be in the right environment to make sure that whether you have highs and lows, whether you have multiple lows, that you being in the right place is the difference, is the differentiating factor as to whether or not you're able to turn that dream into a reality. So I sat there for 7 days and I allowed other people to take care of me. I had no choice. I knew that I was in the right environment to get better. And more importantly, when I looked out my window, I saw nothing but hot air balloons up into the air every morning around 6:30 in the morning. And it was really exciting for me because I would look outside and I would anticipate now every morning seeing about 20 of these hot air balloons. And they started my dreaming. I realized that I needed a visual to start my dreaming. So I needed to be in the right environment and I needed a visual to start dreaming. At 5 in the morning, it was still pretty dark, but around 6:15, all of a sudden up in the air, they would be right out my window over the mountains, and it was bananas. It's one of the most amazing things I've ever seen in my life. But it started me off on the right foot every day, not some days. Even though some days I didn't have great days in the hospital, even though some days really sucked, there were some days I found myself in tears because it was hard. But it didn't change the fact that me starting off in the right environment and starting off on the right foot meant everything. So I spent 7 days spending 10 to 12 hours a day just dreaming. I made it a full-time job. In the chat really quickly, or whatever you are, tell me, I want you to be honest. Be honest with me. Like, no bullshit. Be honest with me. How many hours, how much time in the last just 10 days alone have you spent dreaming? I also want to selfishly ask, how many, like, be honest. This is a truth moment. I realized at that moment that I hadn't spent enough time. So when you're dreaming, you are kicked back and there is nothing else on the table. One of the things that I decided at that point when I started to get to and I could function, I realized, I said to myself, well, why am I able to dream? Because I started to dream the impossible. I started to reimagine what I wanted to my life, for my life. I wanted to start reimagining what I wanted for the people who I love. I started to reimagine what I wanted to build, what I could build, and what I was capable of. And you know what was true to me? There was a point on day 7 where someone said to me, Tiffany, do you want your phone? And I looked and I was like, no, I don't need my phone. I don't need my phone. And for a couple of reasons. I felt like anybody who needed to get to me would get to me. And I felt like I needed to dedicate my time and my focus to the task at hand. What's your focus to your task at hand? How much time have you given it? Just real talk. Me doubling down and focusing and being relentless in that pursuit was everything. I came out of there and I said to myself, man, there's a lot of things I know I will not continue with in this life. I've got to get rid of them. Because you know when you hit a season, you're like, man, I've had these things for a long time, even some people in my life. And then you say that season is over. I want you to acknowledge really quickly with yourself, like really, really quickly, what season are you done with and what season are you going into? I knew that the season of what I had left, what I needed to leave behind was distractions and people who created them. So one of the crazy moves I made is I said, man, when I get my phone, which was a couple of weeks later, I was like, I haven't been on social media for 3 weeks, none of it, nor do I want to see it because it's a distraction. And then I decided for myself, you know what? I don't want social media on anything that I have because right now it's a distraction. Right now, my focus is to dream and to build. What's your season? I had a word that kept coming to me like this, like floating to me. And I was like, oh, what is this feeling that I'm feeling? What is this thing in front of me? And I would kind of do this for a moment. I would look around and I was like, the word that keeps coming to me relentlessly was community. I said to myself, man, like the word that I really, really want is community. This word community, I was like, man, community is everything. Community. I'm going to ask you to entertain me and put the word community in the chat. All of the strategies and ideas, money that I've made, wealth, new decisions, dreaming, community. It's being a part of the dopeness of a community, and it is building a community. Thank you. Community. Community. I've heard from, I had some of the best people ever. I've had some of the best people ever inside of my circle, but it's all built on this word community. And I thought I had understood what community was before, but it wasn't until I had people, we had people like Maya and Lise who sent amazing notes, and they said to me, now there are people who are around me who ask questions like, hey, Tiffany, how can I help you? Now, the truth is that if I knew the answer to that question, I would have delivered it. But there were people like Maya Elise Adams in our community who found a way, who doubled down and found a way to get a private note to me and said, Tiffany, I'm prepared to drive down to take care of you for the next 7 days. Now, the truth of the matter is that she's amazing. She's inside of our Boss Collective community, but she didn't just say, Tiffany, how can I help you? She said something awesome. And she said, listen, I'm willing to drive down right now and take care of you for the next 7 days. I can move around my schedule. I can do something different, but I've got you. You may not know who I am, but I'm here to serve you and to take care of you. Then I watch amazing people like Sophia Falk, who mailed cookies, who baked cookies that day and mailed them over to me in my sickness. John, who sent an amazing bouquet of flowers to our office. And then we had people who simply said, I got it. Whether you chimed in inside of a community or you answered or replied to someone else, you were willing to take up the slack. For me, for us, as we as a community, as we as a company, we're trying to figure out what's what. I left this word community, and I said to myself, I'm going to do something different for my year, and I'm going to do something different in my life. There is a season to know when it's time to speed up, and a lot of people, a lot of my peers, and people that I know in my position, they have this chapter where they're not well, and then they're like, I'm just going to get back. I'm going to get back, and I'm going to be stronger than ever. I want you to be honest. That was not my goal. My goal was to get back and be clearer than ever. I'm going to ask you to put the word clarity is sexy in the chat. Clarity is the most important part of what you're doing in 2022, 2023, and every year afterwards. Because if you're clear, you can be really strong. And if you're really strong, then you can do amazing things for yourself, for the people around you, and for the business that you're running, and all the clients and non-clients that are around the world. But in order to speed up, you have to slow down. For some of you right now, you're in a season like me. I have decided, and I'm stupidly clear, that it is my time to slow down. Not to slow down in how hard I work. Don't get crazy. Not to slow down in the things that I do. No. But to slow down so that I can be present and I can double down and I spend more time doing exactly what I love, in exactly the right way. And I want the same for you. And that's pouring into our community. Slow down to speed up. So instead of coming and saying to the world, well, we're gonna reschedule all these events, we're gonna do all these things in 2022, I was like, no. During my dreaming time, I reimagined what was possible for the movement Do the Damn Thing. I understood that I wanted to put more people in place, in power, and I decided to do something even more crazier. I decided to blow up part of our business model, a lot of it. I looked at it and I said, I love it, it's so good, but I want to create something better. We have a lot of great pieces and tools, and instead of spending time with planning meetings and strategic events, no, I just decided I'm going to double down, and I am going to go back into what I love the most, being with you. So there are 3 things that are coming around the bend. So really quickly, have you heard or seen anything from me yet that has been effective? Have you seen or heard anything yet that has been effective? Have you seen or heard anything yet? Can you just tell me really quickly what has impacted you the most? Really quickly, can you just tell me who's impacted you the most? And if there's anybody, let me put my cell phone. Someone is like, I don't know your number, Tiffany. I'm gonna put my number in the chat. My number in the chat. 305-677-8178. For sure, you can totally text me, 100%. So one of the first things I did is I said, you know what? I'm going to create a different level. I'm going to create something that I don't see in the market, and I'm going to spend my time with people this year. Not for a couple of months, for the rest of my year. So the first thing I did is I gave everyone access to me by cell. Really simple. It's a place where I can spend the time hanging out with friends, hanging out with our community members, sharing pieces along the way. Some of you have now become very familiar with Benji, who makes a daily debut and acts as a real guard dog. And if you don't have my cell and you're like, what are you talking about? Please send me a text message really quickly. It'd be great. We'll be connected. So the first thing I decided to do is I said, at no charge, at all levels, everybody who is part of our community gets to be part of my texting community, where I get the opportunity to talk with our community members. The fact that anticipation held me together and allowed me to dream more than ever. Anticipation. I would say anticipate it, Tiffany. Every time that they would try to get me to walk and stand up and take 5 steps, because I still have a walker, I don't have to use it as much. I really haven't had to use it at all, to be quite honest with you. In short distances, I can hang. I haven't tried long distances yet, but the truth is that they would get me up and she would be like, man, like what gets you up so strong? And I'm like, it's the anticipation of being able to walk. It's the anticipation of me being on stage with my family members. It's my anticipation of going and seeing my kids, anticipation. The anticipation of, okay? Let anticipation to be a word that you like that. Because I promise you, if you can tell yourself, forget everybody else, you can be like, man, like if you can say, Helen, anticipate tomorrow. Helen, anticipate something being better. Helen, anticipate something stronger. Helen, anticipate such and such and such. That's far beyond the ability to pray. That's far beyond anything else. It's the anticipation and forcing yourself into the behavior of anticipation. 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 60 days ago, I was fighting for my life. 30 days ago, I could not walk. 30 days ago, I could not eat. 30 days ago, as I stand here today as CEO of Do the Damn Thing, Story Agency, and all the other cool brands that we have here, I was in a space where I did not know what tomorrow was going to hold. I did not have all the answers. I definitely needed the help, and I still need the help of so many people. I cannot do it on my own, but I want you to be clear that the word anticipation is the money word. It's the money tool. It's the ingredient. So the first thing I did is I gave everybody the ability to text me. Okay, so these are 4 of the big changes that are coming to Do the Damn Thing as a whole. And I really want you to be plugged in because I want you to figure out where you fit in. The second thing I decided to do is I decided to create a private community. I've been off of social media for 60 days. And you know what I realized? I want to be over social media. I'm out of the Facebook game. I don't want to build a community there. I feel like that's building a community within a community. I didn't want to do that. Not saying that doesn't have value. And for some of you in your world, that's what makes sense. But for us as a company, we've decided that we want intimacy. Intimacy. I decided that I want to be intimate with our members, our community members, people who are in programs and people who are not in programs. This second push came after seeing 4 of our private Relentless Mastermind clients. They flew into our office and sat with me. And these are all people who are doing north of $500,000. And, I was super wonderfully just engulfed in the fact that all of them had grown ridiculously and were on their way to doing some of the most biggest things that they have ever accomplished since coming to coach with us. And really coach with me in this intimate way. My private coaching has allotted for, yes, big things, but my private coaching really is the root of intimacy. It is not today, it is very different than what it was years ago. These are bosom relationships in which I am so close with them in everything they do, whether it's Caitlin taking huge stands as she crosses $1 million and we anticipate $2.5 million, Mary, who's on her way to buying a bank and working with other countries, Clifford, who is about to change his entire industry and produce a tour and working on $200,000-$300,000 deals. Like, I say to myself, if it's not those 3, it is George, who is like, let me teach the world how to be a millionaire like I say to myself, it is the intimacy of what I've created there that has allowed them to fight beyond the fight and allowed them all. I have 100% in a winning program, in a winning journey. You know what I said to myself? I was like, how do I do something more? So I said, great, first I'm going to give everyone my cell phone. And then I'm going to do something absolutely bananas. I'm going to give everybody the ability to join me in an intimate space, not a program. We have amazing programs and they're great. But I said to myself, man, if I could curate and make it so that it's application driven, I'm going to create an intimate community. And I talked with the other people on the Do the Damn Thing team and they all agreed. And we decided that we were going to take our community off of Facebook and we were going to make it impossible for everybody to not participate. Now, that doesn't mean that we're closing down anything on Facebook today. All of those things are going to stay around, but we have this really neat community called DTDT Nation. And we've plugged it into this world that we've built and we've begun building called a circle. And with it, I said, man, now I want to make sure that there are people here who are here and that they know they're here. Because all of us feel the same way. We don't want to waste any more time. I don't want to waste any more time. We don't want to waste any more time. Guys, don't waste any more time. Every day I'm plagued by the fact that I almost died. Like, I legit almost died. The amount of times that the surgeon said to me, we just don't know how you're still alive. We don't know. Like, if you had waited 1 more hour, man, it's kind of crazy to think that you were in pain for so long that day. The truth of the matter is that I don't know. They asked me a question. They were like, let me just ask you a question. You sure you haven't had any of these symptoms for the last 5 days, for the last 5 months, or for the last year? I'm like, no, I haven't had any of those symptoms. And surgeon 1 to surgeon 2, the 2 people who rushed me to an operating room and operated on me, they came to me multiple times early in the morning and they're like, we just don't even know how to explain it. But it doesn't make sense. For what you had, you should have been in pain. You should have had these 5 symptoms every day for months, for a year at least. And I had none. And as I explained to myself, like I explained to them, I was like, you know what? I guess it's really simple. I have more shit to do. The reason why I wasn't called home is because I'm not finished with the mission. If you're still here right now, it's because you are not finished with the mission. Don't think for a second that it's for something else. I need you to put in this chat right now, at this moment. I need your name And I need you to put, Latoya, you're not finished with the mission. That was my clarity. The more that they kept going, Tiffany, this is such a mystery. Are you sure? Can you answer a couple of questions for me? I needed to slow down to speed up, but I'm not finished with the mission. That's why I'm still here. It's not really a medical mystery. It's just a fact. I'm on a mission to tap into the world's untapped potential. I made that declaration before I met any of you. And here I am today, clearer than I've ever been before, stronger now than I've ever been before. And I have a new level of understanding what it means to be in the midst of community to build one. So understanding that I wanted to get rid of all the distractions and that I wasn't going to be adopting the distraction, I said, how do I do the same for our community? So instead of creating a program or any of the above, I created the DTDT Nation offline and in this amazing community. Some of our members had the luxury of being in it with me yesterday. And if you were one of the few people who got access to it yesterday, can you please give me some feedback to in the chat so that I know, so that you can share with everybody else? Is it as awesome as I think and believe that it is? Because what I've decided and what the coaches decided is that we're going to be hanging out. We're taking the party to our own world. And we're going to be there for the rest of the year. We're going to make it impossible for everybody. So instead of creating like a Do the Damn Thing membership, we decided to create a Do the Damn Thing community and have a Do the Damn Thing membership. And there's a price to it. Is everyone ready for it? It's really simple. This is like the simplest that's ever been. If you're in a program, there's nothing like this. If you've ever seen such and such and such, it's $5. Matt and I were talking about it and we were like, for the cost of a cup of coffee, it's $5. It really works out to be about 40 cents a day. The membership is $5. The whole month of April is going to be me rebuilding what I want to be community. It is $5. It is a place in which I'm going to be talking, communicating. It is the, think of if Slack and Discord and WhatsApp could have a baby with Facebook. They had like a little bit of an affair, you know, and they had a cute behind baby.
Had an entanglement.
They had an entanglement. You know what? I think you were wrong for that. But they had an entanglement. It's $5. Yes, it's $5. We wanted to make it impossible. We wanted to make it so that everybody could say yes. We wanted every person, regardless of what country they were in, you're welcome for the entanglement word. Okay, you're welcome. I know. We wanted it to be something that everybody had a starting place because we decided that we're too valuable and my time is too valuable. Matt's time is too valuable. You know, Ryan's time is too valuable, that we didn't want to waste it anymore. I cannot waste any more time. So we said, instead of having a place on social media, we're going to take our community because we know what's best for our community. We can't have intimacy with 700 notifications and distractions on the right side. So whether it's the person just getting started because they need a place to be, and from there, that person can make decisions about how they want to grow with us, whether they jump into a program where we're showing them what our journey, where we're showing them how to make their credit better, how to get stronger when it comes to wealth. Maybe it's a workshop on how Ryan has killer abs and it's nothing but a workshop on that. So there are these layers in which you get to decide how you're going to grow with us. But if nothing else, you get to be plugged into the Do the Damn Thing community, AKA now called DTDT Nation. And you get access to events, you get access to discounted events, you get access to discounted gear. This is the only place where all of us will be connected and plugged in. What's neat about that is that we also have the luxury of bringing all of our programs together in this one place. So now, depending on that person's program level, right? Program level, they get access to the things that are true to what they're working on and true to their journey. But I'll tell you what, at the home base of it, everybody should be part of the family, because I'm strong when I'm by myself, but man, the ideas really get crazy when I'm sitting next to Matt. When I'm able to just sit next to Matt, even through text message, or him and I are through chat and we're swapping ideas, and just yesterday, Matt and I were going over a title of something through text. And I thought to myself, just the ability to write and go back and forth, we went back and forth, and then we got to a place in text where we went, yes, this is awesome. So instead of us having a free community, we wanted to also create more value for you. The Do the Damn Thing Nation, we wanted to give you access to being able to have a place to call home, being able to have a place where you can connect with other people, and then you can figure out how and where you want to grow, whether it's joining us in aspects of getting strong, or you need to be in the Boss Collective, or you're moving on to a place of becoming a private client. The second thing I'm going to say is the collective. So we have one place, there is only one place in which we're going to be coaching and helping and supporting businesses in their marketing and sales and event efforts, market sales and producing events for the rest of 2022. I've decided to take on the Do the Damn Thing side, all of our other focuses off the table. And with that, I did something absolutely bananas. Later on today, you're going to see that there's an email that goes out to our entire world as I'm going to open up the Boss Collective for the month of April only. And here's what's really great about it. Yes, we have amazing coaches in it, but part of my statement to you earlier was intimacy. I want to be more intimate. So I've decided that for the rest of this year, I'm going to add a bonus. Right now, to coach with me, it starts at $25K for the year. And I don't really do VIP days anymore, any of the above. But as I really peeled back, what are my goals in helping more people, and not just helping more people, being with them, being deep with them. I've decided that I'm going to be the lead coach for the rest of this year inside of the Boss Collective. I'm not spending my time anywhere else. That means 3 to 4 hours a day, I'm going to be the person providing the marketing and sales responses. And the Boss Collective is still under $400 a month. It is the craziest thing I think I've ever done. But I don't want to speed up. I want to slow down. And I want to help more people. For the person who's in the midst of trying to build their business and they're like, I just need help, but you've ever wanted to coach with me, this is the easiest and most sexiest place to be. I believe we're only taking 30 people in the month of April. On May 1st, I'm going to close it to the public, and we will not open the collective again until October, from what I understand. So it's months from now, which means I'm going to be spending the next X amount of months in one place, in one party. That's it. Not just responding to answers, but coaching, helping each person to get to the level that I know that they're capable of, the same results that I produce in this space. Last but not least, so really quickly, is anyone excited about the first two things that I said? Like, is anyone else, like, I just got excited talking about spending this kind of time, like waking up every day and my hair pulled back and coffee to go and coach the people, and not just have a part of myself, but to be doubled down. And I'm focused, and my full-time focus is being the lead business sales and marketing coach for our program, for the Boss Collective. It is a no-fail type place. It is the kind of thing that I know for a fact. That's why I would guarantee results for sure. Last but not least, May 1st through the 4th, I was unsure as to whether or not I wanted to produce an event and go back on stage. I've decided that, yes, it's important that I bring our community together, but I want you to be there. And I'm going to tell you why. We're only going to have a certain number of seats, and this particular event is only for our family members and their friends. The very first thing I'm going to be teaching, or one of the core things I'm going to be teaching, is the 10 ways our company makes money. $500,000 without an ad. If I can do it, you can do it. So instead of making this an event, it's going to be a workshop, and there's 3 levels. You ready for this? Level number 1, the tickets are completely free. Hold on. Let me just take a moment. Level number 1, the tickets are free. I sat back in my bed and I said, I want to make sure that every person who needs us has the opportunity to reach us. And I don't know if we'll be able to do this in the future again, but I'm not just going to produce an event with content. We're going to have an event that's all workshops. And yes, we'll teach, but we're going to be guiding the lessons. The first level is free. That person is going to have the opportunity to view with us every single morning for the first 90 minutes of our event, completely free. Regardless of what country they're in, what time zone they're in, I wanted to make it impossible for the person to not be able to win. The second level ticket, everybody ready for this? Second level ticket, you ready? It's $1. $1, not one daughter. Please don't sell your daughter or give me your daughter or volunteer your daughter.
That's Wayfair.
Yeah, don't do it. It is not Wayfair. For $1, that person, everybody has the opportunity to view, stay for the event, and they get to chat. The next level ticket for the person who is ... Deep breath. Is everybody ready? This is so exciting. Everybody ready? And this is the ticket that you want. Oh my gosh, I feel weak. Because just 2 months ago or a month ago, it was going to be $500. This ticket is $47. The VIP part of our event, the VIP part is $47. Let me tell you the reason why I decided to do this. Because I want to help everyone grow and build faster. There's really no secret to this. There's no secret to it. I wanted everyone to build and grow faster. And I want to bring the community together. And I am not going to be building the community out there anymore. I'm actually going to centralize our entire community and our entire company. And I'm going to be bringing, so my heavy lifting that I'm going to be focused on in my business and my brand for the next 90 days is bringing our whole community into one space. Even inside of, and why is that important to me? Because we're stronger together. I watched between 2 of the guys who were here spending time with us, our private clients, I watched a deal be made. I watched someone pick up the phone and call access to a room that he would never have access to. I watched connection and moving the needle and loving one another and doing more for the other person in a way that I have never seen. So instead of putting something together, I decided I'm going to invite you to build with me. After today, I'm going to be starting today, which I started last night with some of our members, I'm going to be headed into a private space. And to be honest with you, everybody should be joining me for $5. If there's no one who can't do it, $5 a month, if you can't do it, then that's a different conversation. And I want you to reach out to me personally. That $5 a month, you're going to have access on a regular basis. We're going to be talking, but more importantly, you're going to be connected to people who think and grow like you. My focuses are going to be you getting stronger on your money. Yes, learning how to save, but understanding like what are NFTs? And do I even need one of these things? Should I be investing in the blockchain? What tool are you guys using for such and such and such? How do I bring my people together? I'm really thinking of ... Like, I don't know what it is that's in front of you. It might be things around money, but it might not be. I really need help with my kids. I've decided that this year I'm going to be spending time only inside of my private spaces teaching. So I'm not going to be teaching. You won't be seeing me doing Facebook Lives anymore. Not that they're not valuable, but that's not where I am this year. You will see us produce content, but it would be on our podcast. It'll be for the world. It won't be intimate. I won't be able to connect and talk with you. The truth of the matter is that I've never been so excited about learning who you are, knowing your names, your family's names, understanding what your dreams are, thinking about the what and the why you want to build what you're building, and be clear that in this country and the next, that what you have been assigned to do is urgent. And I don't want you to wait any longer. And I want to hang out with you. And I want to spend time. So our next 30 days are pretty black and white. I myself and all of our community, I'm going to be around the clock, bringing people. I'm going to show every client that I have and every person and every community member how. I want to be intimate. I want to go back to the basics, even like in my nails. You see, like my nails are not done. The truth is that I had nail polish on, and right after I got out of the hospital, I asked for someone to come to remove my nail polish. And I said to her, I don't want to put nail polish on. And she was like, why? And I was like, because I want to go back to the basics. I haven't seen my nails in 10 years. I realized in all the things that I've been doing, yes, we're doing these things. And I want to continue to do these things, but I don't want to not be connected to the people who I can help move faster. I don't want to not be able to connect the dots between two people who need to do something together. And I don't want to move away from building a community. And I feel like I have done a C compared to what I know is possible in building a community, a place that you can call home forever. A place that you can call home forever. You can't wait for the email. I wonder if can I test it out right now? Do you guys have a heart attack if I just grab my computer? I want to see if I can do this manually. I'm going to grab my computer. I'm going to see if we can do it. If I can send you right here. Actually, I just saw it. Can I do that? Thank you. So I'm going to send the link. You're looking at my computer. My computadora. Is anybody excited to come and hang out with me? Is anyone willing to come and hang out with me? And is there anyone who wants to help us build? So this month, it is very specific. For 30 days, I'm going to be hunkered down and building a foundation and a community. I'm also going to be very focused on finding the 33 people who need my help specifically on building their business and have always wanted to coach with me but have never been able to, and who are going to do the work in learning how to tell their story, but gather people and launch an event, because that's what I'm focused on. And then we as a company are looking for the people who want to be a part of. Let me tell you some of the cool things. We are hyper focused on the Give the Damn Thing Foundation. Right now, I'm thinking of people who would serve on its board, people who would serve in the committee, people who would serve inside of helping us to collect the dollars, produce an annual event, or go find donors, or decide where the money's going, talking to the people who are going to be redistributing money. Like, Give the Damn Thing is my next project, because it's time for us to give. You see how much the world is hurting? We've given in tiny pockets, for sure. And we give all the time. I mean, some people think we operate like a non-for-profit, and I understand why. But the truth of the matter is that I would be remiss if I didn't say to you that it's time for us to take it to a formal structure, and for us to formally have a place in which we give. We're looking for volunteers. We're about to re-put together the legs and the walls of the Do the Damn Thing certification program. So whether it's the person becoming a certified coach, or it's a person who is becoming a Give the Damn Thing member, or the person is volunteering with us, like, I don't know what's what, but what I do know for sure, for absolute sure, 100%, you and I have big things that we're going to accomplish together and that we need to accomplish together. And I want to have a place in which you go, you know what? I know exactly how to plug myself in based on my skills and my talents. And then last but not least, you get to decide how you're going to grow beyond coming into the community. Right now, I am looking for partners and people. I am hyper-focused on the person who has the heart, not the skill. I can train the skill. We have an amazing studio and an office here in Phoenix, Arizona. We have grown leaps and bounds, and we have so many delicious things, and there's no way for us to do it on our own. We need you. So, number one, this link is going to be headed into the chat soon, in which you can join for $5. I know it sounds absolutely nuts, but it's the truth. I am going to be building this community all month. So as I'm launching, I'm going to be building behind the scenes. We're going to be adding the items and the things and the templates. And we're going to be starting the dialogue. The most important part is having access to the dialogue. $5 plugs you into the community, and you get to be part of the main dialogue that's happening. Very, very simple. After that, you and I, man, there's no limit to what we can produce together. There's no limit to what we can do. I have so anticipated a moment like this where I got the opportunity to dream and dream wildly, but I got the opportunity to dream with people, dream out loud, to be more, to anticipate more, to deliver more, to give more, to be more. So, so good. So with that, I'm going to say, So really quickly, I want to know, Penny, for your thoughts, where are you right now? What is happening? Where are you? I want to know, what are you thinking about? What are you feeling? I want to know, what are you anticipating? What's the most exciting part? Where do you want to be plugged in? And yes, for the person who asked, if you join the Boss Collective, there is no page coming out for it now. You're going to watch me go through a formal launch. And in your business, I want you to think about how you can be applying the same thing. The truth of the matter is that if you, regardless of what level you're in, if you're in a program, you automatically get access to the community and all the pieces and things with it. But I just want to know, what are you anticipating? What are you most excited about? What is the wow for you? Where are you going to plug in? We have it's not even we as a company for sure, but I did some of these secret things by myself because I was like, I know exactly what I want for everybody. I know how I want to connect. So whether you're talking to me on cell or you're connected to me inside of the community, I just want you to know that I've never been so committed to you moving faster than you've ever moved before. I've never been as committed to you doing more than you've ever done before. I've never been as committed to you. I've never been as committed to you getting, I really want to say the word is stronger, but being more. There are delicious things to come ahead, and all of the rules and pieces and all of that cool stuff is on its way. But I say to you, I was like, oh, let me see through my glasses. Oh, I say to you, we are in the right place. You're in the right place. And I'm honored that you've given me your time. I would love to hear from you and see where you are right now. Have you gotten access to the link? Have you gotten access to the link? Let's take a look at the chat. You did and you're in. That's so awesome. Hmm? No, Nikki, you don't. Hmm. Yep, you need the link again. We'll post the link again in just a moment. It's $5 to join. Give us some time as we work through the pieces today. Please make sure to say hello. For those of you in Strong, we're going to be moving Strong into this platform as well this weekend. And Strong is going to look different because I'm going to be moving it off of a course journey, and I'm going to be moving it into this place so that all of our community members have access and can get strong. All of our members who are in our programs. And for the person who joins us at $5 a month, you'll know that this is your next level. You make a decision to get strong. I think it's like $40 a month or something, or $50 a month. I don't remember. There are some of you who need to make a decision to pay your $1, or really you should be the $47, but mark your calendar, May 1st through the 5th. If you would like to be a partner, May 1st through the 4th, I just want to hang out with you for longer. And Matt's like, we cannot hang out with them any longer. Tiffany, stop it, cut it out. If you would like to become a Do the Damn Thing partner, if you would like to become a Do the Damn Thing partner, and you would like to, I think I want to do something crazy, like for partners, you could sell the tickets and keep 80, 90%. I don't know. No, it's all virtual. So Do the Damn Thing Live, May 1st through the 4th. We wanted to make sure that no one felt out. It's all about community and intimacy. So instead of being intimate with people in person and splitting myself emotionally, I decided I'm going to be intimate with just people in the way that we do best. And we're taking every step to build an event that we've never had before here in our studio. So 1st through the 4th is completely complimentary for the person who, yes, the whole thing is virtual. If you would like to be a partner, we're going to be asking the question again inside of our community. You're going to get in. I can't wait to see how much you love it. I know that everybody's going to go, oh my gosh, this is amazing. It's literally the best. You're going to be like, Facebook, what? I don't want you to split your time anymore going between community to community to get a billion different pieces. I want to build one community where you can get all of the answers for you to get strong, from your family to your relationships, your money game and your business and your weight and your heart and all of the things involved in one place. And then have a place where you can find opportunities to go and impact the world. It's all virtual. It's all virtual. All virtual. Now, in the future, I'm going to tell you this. It's going to be application driven, and that person has to fill out an application. I decided that since whoever showed it up, they would be grandfathered into how we're starting. They'd be grandfathered into our price. They're going to be part of the OGs, if you will, in their thinking. And then more importantly, they're going to be the ones to help us build and figure out where we need to go. Because at the end of April, we're going to close up our communities so that we can focus. We won't be giving access to any more people. It's going to be us. And we're going to be here. And we're going to be creating a home. We're creating a home. All right. So, quick question. One word to describe how you're feeling right now. One word to describe how you're feeling. 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 Okay, I know, I'm excited too. All right, so we're gonna post the link one more time. You're gonna see an email go out from us soon. Please make sure to double down and join. I want to share with you I cannot wait to talk with you. I cannot wait to build with you. Later on today, you'll see the email about the collective for the person who says, I have always wanted to coach with Tiffany. Yes. You know, the truth is that it's easier. Yes. First through the 4th, please, your calendar, if you know you want to partner with us, please, if you could do me a favor and in the chat, we're going to put Matt's email. Can you just put the word partner? And you'd be partnering with us for the month of April. We'll do a training for sure. It will be the next couple of days. We'll give you access. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be delicious. The link isn't working. What link isn't working? Some people got in, so let's try it again. I know I am 7 minutes past time, 12 minutes past time. I'm grateful that you've been here. Here's what we're going to say. I'm going to say, da 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 da.
Well, that's because they're already members.
So if you're already a member, then it's asking you for a password to log in, for sure. Okay, so here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to go. We're going to keep the chat open so that we can keep talking to you. I want you to know that I love you so much. If you have not sent me a text, please do so now. I can't wait to talk to you. I can't wait for us to grow together. It's going to be an amazing month, and it feels so good to be back. And thank you for having me here. Thank you for allowing me into your world. Thank you for loving me as much as you have. Thank you for being you, and thank you for allowing us to be real. I'm going to say goodbye.